Hey guys, this is Pete Peppers. This is a Candy Crush Jelly Saga how-to for what I think is the toughest new game mode or level type in the game, the Cupcake Carl game mode. And it involves pufflers. If you haven't watched our pufflers video, you should check that out to learn more about them. But I'm just going to concentrate on how we have to go up against Carl himself. So Carl is like the queen, which again, if you haven't watched our how to beat the queen video yet, you should probably check that out. But when we play against the queen, we have to spread jam more than her, cover her color up, right? So with Cupcake Carl here, we have to actually catch more pufflers than he does. So you can see that you catch pufflers just like you would on any other level. But the one thing to notice here is we have a meter and we have a total of 3 that we need to get before he gets a total of 3. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that there's 6 under here. I think it actually might mean that there's a few more, but the first player, either us or Carl, who gets the 3 wins the level. So the biggest standout in this versus mode compared to the queen is, since we're removing ice and he's doing the same thing, we have to actually plan out so that we don't leave a situation where he can, we knock all the ice except for 1 square off, and then he can just come in and take our spoils, or whatever you want to say. So just like any versus level, you can see I got a triple stun, so that's always a good thing to do. You see the sparkling on the outside. I made, as many specials as I could. So now, like, say here, I could match these two together. If I don't, he might. But say here, since I have the super match, or whatever they call it, I should be able to free this entire puffler here, just like that. So if you get your your super match, probably a good idea to do that, since we're competing. So now I'll just continue to look for more specials I can make, or where I can get this guy out over here. Neither one of them looks real good. See, if I pop the top off of here, then he'll probably move, but just really not an advantage. It's really just gonna get that ready for Carl. So I can play defense here. I got 11 moves left. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Just remove a useless piece of ice and sort of wait to see what materializes. So here I can make a fish, or I can make a wrapped, and I'm going to get an extra move. I'm going to go ahead and make the wrapped. It moved down, as you saw, but I can free this one up here. So, this is a typical decision that you'll come across when you're playing. Since we have to get the thing, we're going to get that first. But, making this match would open up a little bit of the space, but it doesn't make a special, so it doesn't stun Carl, and he gets to move next. So you definitely want to go for freeing a puffler that you can see right there, rather than, any other kind of move that would take you away from taking the lead. So here we have 1. There may be 2 here, actually. There are 2 here. So the main thing we want to do is not let him get 2 before we get 1 more. So none of these moves are that great. I'm just going to go ahead and drop this to change things up a little bit. That's going to give him a pretty good go to make a special. But luckily he's not that smart, and he decided to do that. I can make this fish and collect the last one at the same time, and that's pretty much how it works. So this is the simplest of all the Cupcake Carl levels. These get really tough later on. So some general tips you want to keep in mind are, like, just what try to anticipate what he's going to do, and there's a lot of frustration with that, more so than the queen, because the queen not being good at making, you know, like moves where they have it, you know, like where they're planning for their next move is helpful because you're just spreading jam. But with Carl, sometimes it's hard to anticipate what, you know, it's hard to set up something in the future because even though, you know, the to a human opponent it might be a really obvious thing that he should do, he's going to still pick like the simplest one. So he can kind of like, you know, at least for me, he's frustrated me on several different situations where I was just like, how would he, you know, a real person would never make that move or whatever. So it can be tough, but as long as you're sort of thinking ahead, you know, you're gonna play better than he does, but you know, just kind of try to take into account like what he might do based on his level of play, if that makes sense. And you know, don't try to overthink it too much. If you end up getting beat by him a couple times in a row, just hang in there. Check out our video of how we did it, and most of the time you'll be able to beat him before too long. So I don't want to stretch this into a really long video. I'll go ahead and cut it off. If you got any questions about Carl or any of the other game modes, you know, leave a question in the comments. Hopefully you'll like this video if you found it helpful, and you'll subscribe to my channel. You know, we make the best how-to commentary videos, and we keep up to date with a lot of popular games so that you can get your level videos as soon as they are released. So definitely subscribe so you can keep up to date with things, and I'll see you soon.